Our best made plans often go awry. What if something's trying to break through? Instead of clinging to the plan, to the security of the past, we can let go, listen, hold open for the pulse of life, for vibration beneath the surface, for a shift of light, for revision, even revelation. By mid-March, we'd worked out a good plan to go visit dear friends who had moved almost 2,000 miles across the country to Abiquiu. As a side note, we'd found that Abiquiu also happens to be Georgia O'Keeffe territory, and we'd planned on the poem tour. We added a visit to nearby Ghost Ranch where O'Keeffe had also lived. And of course, any visit to that area must include Santa Fe. So we revised the itinerary to see her museum there. And not on the plan when we started home, it just seemed right to detour a few hours for Canyon, Texas with its Palo Duro Canyon because O'Keeffe had taught and painted there. Yes, looking back on the trip, one might wonder about the emergence of an unintended fascination. What was and is so compelling about Georgia O'Keeffe and her art? Is it about vision, revision, that searches beyond the surface, that seeks revelation? I'm wondering if the force behind revising a good plan might be a manifestation of a recurrent theme that's captivated me for a decade or so. Although it doesn't want to be trapped in a word, sometimes I call this force resonance. The power of inarticulate wonder. It's a vibration that signals the transcendent trying to come through. Every day, even through the front yard, through the sunset. Revision, resonance, revelation. These notions seem less weird and they become more believable when I'm reading Diana Butler Bass, her book Grounded. She explains a major shift in religion from the distant Almighty God to God close at hand. This is what I felt, but found too fantastic, too hard to believe, because it's so different from the fundamentalist upbringing, the distancing, domineering kind of God prevalent throughout the religious world, at least as I've known it. Bass presents a renewal, a resurrection of spirituality. Roiling around the planet is a shifting conception of God, unmediated and local, animating the natural world and human activity in profoundly intimate ways. The personal, mystical, immediate, and intimate is emerging as the dominant way of engaging the divine. What was once reserved for a few saints has now become the quest of millions around the planet to be able to touch, feel, and know God for oneself. For those of us who are not saints, I believe O'Keeffe's art helps in this quest. Lewis Mumford said it this way: not only is O'Keeffe's painting a piece of consummate craftsmanship, but it likewise possesses that mysterious force that hold upon the hidden soul which distinguishes important communications from the casual reports of the eye. Instead of the remote God far away in heaven, our contact with the divine can flow through this earth. Dirt doesn't have to mean dirty, as Diana Bass explains. The earth grounds us, God within and without. Over and again, the landscape evoked awe. The art of Georgia O'Keeffe models the removal of veils. Look again. Let the vibration in, the harmony, the beauty of patient endurance. Signs of God are omnipresent, but seeing them sometimes takes special presence. An artist's vision might open our eyes to see beyond the surface. A close-up, non-distracted focus with the camera might slow our skimming to see into the center, to wander into essence. Of course, we can't read all the omnipresent signs of God, but I believe we can learn to see more and to understand better. Artists such as Georgia O'Keeffe help me to see beyond the surface, and writers such as Diana Butler Bass offer reassurance for the journey into the divine. Some of the most important signs get missed because they are difficult. Although I initially skimmed past them, O'Keeffe's paintings that pair bones with flowers help me with difficult signs. I don't need to figure out what O'Keeffe intended, but her artistic rendering supports a faith that copes with apparent tragedy alongside an all-powerful, all-loving God. These artists and authors also connect with the difficult teaching by Sufis about accepting the severity of God, Jalal, as much as that which appears more pleasant, Jamal. Both names are those for God. I still don't enjoy seeing the horse's skull with the white rose, but seeing them in O'Keeffe's work of art helps me accept that the more difficult parts of life are within God's design. Another example, perhaps not what O'Keeffe intended, is a similarity of form in the ram skull with the O'Keeffe sculpture that's in the garden outside her museum. In addition to art and nature, sacred text teaches about signs. Psalms 19, about the handiwork of God. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. From Isaiah, ask for a sign for yourself from the Lord your God. Make it deep as Sheol or high as heaven. From John 2, this beginning of his signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. From Matthew, and in the morning there will be a storm today, for the sky is red and threatening. Do you know how to discern the appearance of the sky, but cannot discern the signs of the times? From the Quran, we will show them our signs in the world and in themselves, that the truth may be manifest to them. Signs are given to guide, but they're not the end. In Attar's story of the journey, we're advised to continue to let go of a sign, to travel on, even beyond all signs. As soon as a sign my soul finds of you, signless would become my sign on account of you. From all this supposition and running after false gods and vanities, make me clean, O pure essence. And Rumi also tells us to journey further out past the signs, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. I'll meet you there.